The lighthouse keeper's daughter. The lighthouse stood at the edge of everything Maya had ever known, and the edge of everything she didn't. It rose from the rocky shore like a white finger pointing at the sky, weathered by decades of salt wind and storm. Maya's mom had taken the restoration job without much discussion, a year-long contract to bring the old beacon back to working condition. And just like that, Maya's senior year, her friends, her carefully planned future, all of it had been packed into boxes and driven 6 hours north to this tiny coastal town where the fog rolled in thick as cotton and the nearest coffee shop was 20 minutes away. Their cottage sat in the lighthouse's shadow, small and whitewashed, with blue shutters that rattled in the wind. Maya's bedroom window faced the ocean, and at night she could hear the waves throwing themselves against the rocks below, again and again, like they were trying to tell her something in a language she didn't speak. She'd been there 3 days when she first walked down to the shore. The path was steep and narrow, carved between wild beach roses and salt-stunted pines. The air tasted like brine and seaweed, and gulls screamed overhead, their cries sharp and lonely. Maya picked her way across the rocks carefully, her sneakers slipping on patches of dark green kelp. That's when she saw her. A girl, maybe her age, crouched beside a tide pool with a camera. She wore faded jeans rolled to her calves and a gray hoodie, her dark hair pulled back in a messy bun. She didn't look up as Maya approached, completely absorbed in photographing something in the water. "Careful," the girl said without turning. "There's a drop-off to your left." Maya stopped, glancing down. Sure enough, the rocks fell away into a deep channel where the water churned dark and cold. "Thanks," Maya said. The girl finally looked up. She had brown eyes, thoughtful and warm, and a scattering of freckles across her nose. "You're the lighthouse keeper's daughter." It wasn't a question. "Maya," she offered. "Iris." The girl stood, brushing sand from her knees. "I'm doing a photo documentary on coastal erosion. Want to see?" Maya nodded, and Iris showed her the camera screen, close-ups of barnacles and anemones, wide shots of the rocky shore, before and after images showing how the coastline had changed over months. "The ocean takes a little more every year," Iris explained quietly. "Most people don't notice. But if you pay attention, you can see it happening." They talked until the tide started coming in, and Iris showed Maya the path back up to solid ground. Before they parted ways, Iris mentioned she'd be back tomorrow, same time, if Maya wanted company. Maya did. Over the next few weeks, the lighthouse cottage began to feel less like exile and more like something else. Something Maya couldn't quite name yet. Iris came to the shore almost every afternoon, and Maya found herself watching the clock, waiting. They explored the coastline together. Iris knew every hidden cove, every tide pool, every place where seals hauled out to sun themselves on the rocks. She pointed out the paths of migrating whales, explained how the moon pulled the ocean back and forth like a breathing thing, taught Maya the names of seabirds she'd never noticed before. Maya brought her guitar one evening and played while Iris worked, soft chords that mixed with the sound of waves. When she sang, Iris stopped photographing and just listened, her camera hanging forgotten around her neck. "That was beautiful," Iris said when the last note faded. "It's just something I've been working on," Maya said, suddenly self-conscious. "No, it's more than that." Iris's voice was certain. "You make things feel less lonely." Maya looked at her, at the way the setting sun caught in her hair. "So do you," she said. They started spending evenings in the lighthouse while Maya's mom worked. Maya's mom didn't mind the girls studying together in the watchroom, surrounded by windows that looked out over the darkening sea. Iris would spread her photographs across the floor, organizing them into sequences, while Maya worked on college applications she still wasn't sure she wanted to send. They studied by lantern light when the power was finicky, and made tea on a small camping stove, and talked about everything and nothing. One night, Iris grew quiet, staring at a map of the United States she'd marked with potential universities. "What's wrong?" Maya asked. Iris traced her finger along the coast. "I'm applying to marine biology programs. My top choice is in California. But I've never left this town, Maya. I've barely left this county. What if I get in and I can't do it? What if I'm not brave enough?" Maya set down her pen. "You're the bravest person I know. You spend every day documenting something most people ignore. You see things no one else sees. That's different. That's here. That's safe." Iris's voice cracked slightly. "What if I leave and I lose myself? What if I don't know who I am anywhere else?" Maya understood that fear. She'd felt it in reverse, the fear of never belonging anywhere, of being lost no matter where she went. She crossed the room and sat beside Iris on the floor, close enough that their shoulders touched. "When I first got here," Maya said slowly, "I thought I'd lost everything. My friends, my plans, my whole life. I was so angry at my mom for dragging me to the middle of nowhere." She paused. "But then I met you. And you showed me how to see this place. You taught me that the ocean isn't just empty, it's full of things worth paying attention to." Iris turned to look at her, and in the dim lantern light, her eyes were glossy with unshed tears. "Maybe home isn't a place," Maya continued, her heart beating hard. "Maybe it's not about the town or the house or even the ocean. Maybe home is just knowing someone sees you. Really sees you. And maybe you can carry that with you, no matter where you go." "Maya," Iris whispered. "I see you," Maya said. "And I think you see me too." Iris reached for Maya's hand, lacing their fingers together. Her palm was warm, her grip sure. "I do see you," she said. "From the first day. I saw you." They sat like that for a moment, the lighthouse beam sweeping overhead in its eternal rotation, painting the walls with light and shadow, light and shadow. And then Iris leaned in, and Maya met her halfway, and they kissed in the circle of lamplight with the sound of waves below and the whole dark ocean spreading out around them. When they pulled apart, Maya was smiling. "Still scared?" she asked. Iris smiled back, soft and real. terrified. But maybe that's okay. Maybe that's how you know it matters. They stayed in the lighthouse until the stars came out, talking about futures that felt less frightening now, making plans to visit each other no matter where they ended up, promising to remember this: the sound of the sea, the sweep of the light, the feeling of being found. Outside, the ocean kept its rhythm, taking and giving, always changing, always constant. And inside the lighthouse, two girls held hands and watched the night deepen, knowing that whatever came next, they wouldn't face it alone. That night, Maya fell asleep in her cottage bedroom with the sound of waves outside her window. But this time, they didn't sound lonely. They sounded like a lullaby. Like a promise. Like the beginning of something good. And in the morning, the lighthouse would still be standing at the edge of everything, exactly where it had always been, guiding people home.